behind the scenes
This is Bruce Buffer
of the MMA Holes. It's a beautiful world behind the scenes over here. Check it out for yourself. Now we go black. Now we say the warning. Ladies and gentlemen, the MMA Hour is not live tonight, but the MMA Holes is. Sit back. Enjoy the ride.
and this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time for the MMA Holes!
No way.
From the Sonosi 1.5K King Studios of Arizona, will Sean O'Malley become the face of the UFC if he wins at UFC 280? We got some news. We got some more stuff to talk about on the greatest show in the world, the MMA Holes. Yes! Come on, baby! I can't hear you in the chat. Go crazy! Columbus Day!
Hanging with the boys!
Welcome to the MMA Holes Hour. We're here, we're live, we're wonderful.
Wonderful.
Got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, today. It looks like night, Halloween-y, month of October. But yeah, we did a live stream on Saturday, a phone stream, and we were going back and forth, and the Sean O'Malley conversation went on pretty long, and there was a debate going back and forth on who would win between Jan and O'Malley. And I find it fascinating. This matchup is incredibly fascinating because Sean O'Malley's a pretty big underdog in this fight, rightfully so. And I feel like we should dive down this road of O'Malley versus Jan. So majority of our stream, we will be talking about the O'Malley-Jan situation in Abu Dhabi in a couple of weeks at UFC 280. And if O'Malley was to get the win, what would happen? Would a complete shift in the vortex of UFC? Would everything just explode into a certain direction of Sean O'Malley being the face of the biggest promotion within the MMA world? The Ultimate Fighting Championship, Sean O'Malley with a win over Peter Yan, is something we need to get to the bottom of here. We need to figure out if he gets this win during that event, what can happen? What are the possibilities with Sean O'Malley getting the job done? Not only if you place a bet on the guy, you make some cash, if he wins, of course, but the guy has the look. He's got the swag. He's got the fan base. Win or lose, people like to root for him and against him, which is something very important in a superstar inside the UFC. In fact, any sport. You want people to root for him or against him or her. And in Sean O'Malley's situation, we've got that. We have strong feelings either side. We know that fans want to see him fight, win or lose. He's got the gaming community, the young community, loving everything he does and hanging by every word in his podcasts. And we have the haters as well. We have the people that are MMA fans, just like watching a striker fight and finish and have confidence and have a little flair that Sean O'Malley has. And then you have people that just like, yeah, I can't stand this guy. Can't stand the way he talks. Can't stand the way he looks. So I want to dive down this road of Sean O'Malley on this MMA Holes Hour. We have a lot of news to get to as well. We will. DC being a ref in WWE. I didn't watch it, but I saw some clips and I saw he was wearing that Foot Locker outfit. Looked like he was selling sneakers. Conor McGregor is always in the news somehow. And I see when I'm scrolling through the stories, I was seeing how people are speculating on when he's going to come back. People are saying early 2023. Looks like it. People are pointing fingers in the direction of Justin Gaethje, who just had words about the steroid use of Conor McGregor. We'll talk about that. We will open some phone lines today. I'm so used to doing tonight, but today. Also, this time schedule, we were doing it at 10 a.m. our time, and then decided to shift it to 11 a.m. our time, which would be 12, 1, 2, around 2-ish Eastern time. We're trying to mix things up and figure it out. When I went online today, I looked to see, is ARIEL HELWANI, is he going to be live? And once again, he lets down his people. On Columbus Day, he's traveling around, going to Buffalo Bills games. He's going to Toronto Blue Jays games. Nowhere to be found here on a Columbus Day Monday. But luckily, the MMA holes always show up. The number one show shows up to work. So today we will deliver the content like we do each and every week here on the MMA Holes. When people fall off and leave their fans behind, the MMA Holes are here standing strong and saying, let's talk about some shit. And today, whatever time it is where you're at, we're going to start off with this Sean O'Malley situation. Here we go. So Sean O'Malley, I put a poll in the live chat. Sean O'Malley, the question, will Sean O'Malley become the face of the UFC with a win at UFC 280? That is the question we put in the poll. We're going to monitor this poll the entire stream. And so far, pretty wild. We are literally 50-50 in the chat. So I'm going to keep this up in our live chat. If you're watching the replay, I'll give you updates throughout the stream. We'll figure it out, see what the people say. But how about that? We are literally 50-50. A win as an underdog in Abu Dhabi against a guy in Peter Yan who has way more. He's a more impressive resume if you think about it. I was looking at it before we went live, refreshing my memory. And I mean, you look at, the whole, everyone likes to say, who did they fight, right? I've been guilty of that as well. Who did they fight? Let me hold that thought real quick because there was something I forgot to do. And how ironic. We are live right now, and I just saw on my recommendations, Sean O'Malley's premiering something at the exact same time. Full send to Abu Dhabi. Ooh. But here we go. 2,000 people watching. Full send to Abu Dhabi. I shit you not. I was just about to insert something into our stats over here. And this pops up. This is literally the first thing I got recommended. Full send to Abu Dhabi. So Sean O'Malley's premiering that right now. So if you want to see his full send to Abu Dhabi, I mean, listen, he's in bed with the Full Send boys. I guess he's got part of Happy Dad as well. It divides people. It's good that he's networking with literally the most popular kids on the internet. Smart move by Sean O'Malley. But I do feel that it is dividing a community, because if you think about it this way, as I put this in here, Sean O'Malley right now is catering towards a younger demographic, which is good. That is good because, listen, at the end of the day, you want kids to grow into your brand. You don't want people that are geriatric watching your shit. They fucking die, and then you're like, okay, where's my fans? They're nowhere to be found. So you do have to, tap into a younger audience. You have to have a good balance. You know, young, old, middle, whatever. You have to have a good balance. But what Sean's doing very well is I'm sure if you look at his analytics, you're going to see a bunch of fucking 12-year-old, 13-year-old, 14-year-old kids that love watching video games and guys with clown hair. You like watching a kid in Sean O'Malley that is relatable. And I'll get into that in a second. But Sean O'Malley doing this whole full send thing over there, it could turn some of the pure MMA fans away. There is 50% saying no, he's not going to be a big star because they're just sick of not only, you know, the look and the gimmick, but they're sick of the full send kids. They've had enough. You know, I mean, these kids are just, as UFC fans, we're kind of force-fed full send, the Nelk boys, all that crazy stuff. So people are going to be turned like, I don't like this shit. But at the end of the day, people are still going to watch. Either you like or you dislike Sean O'Malley. So, I mean, I guess that works in his favor. But what I want to ask the chat, since we now 56% know. Yeah, 56% of the community now saying Sean will not be the face of the UFC with a win over Peter Yan. So it looks like majority of our people are swaying now, not a massive majority, but a 6% swing into the direction of him not. So I want to know in the chat, the live chat right now. Oh my God. Jess, if you're available, I have a very important call and I cannot take it. And why not? Oh my God. Jess, please help me. Hold on. Stand by. I got to take this call. Okay, I got a weird call going on right now. You're going to have to stand by. I'm going to run to a break. Live TV, this is what's happening here. When you run a show, you're the producer, your baby's with the mom, I got to pay a bill. I'll be right back. I'm going to play a quick break here, and then we're going to roll into the rest of the show. Make sure you hit the like button, and give me a second here. Let me play this quick break as dad, husband, podcaster, showrunner, sexy MMA hole. I do it all. I'll be right back.
Cause I'm a CBDX.com boy. We sell legal, Delta ATAC, we It will get you very stoned. We sell gummies, yeah. Buzz-based oil in a cell, and they post on Twitter. Oh yeah, hey, on CBDX.com. You better get with them. You're gonna get real high. You're gonna get that tree. You're gonna get real down loud from the island boys. You're gonna get all down. And so from the ground, you be smoking bud, you be smoking trees. We a different breed. You smoking green and purple, and then you create a hurt, yeah. You better get with CBDX.com, cause we some CBDX.com boys. You better tap in on the website, Island Boys, right now.
When it comes to underwear, there's nothing more important than comfort. Why empty your pockets for generic underwear that loses comfort, quality, and style when you can slip into a pair of Sheath and get even more out of your daily wear? With Sheath underwear, you can treat your jewels like royalty as they are given their own private sanctum, keeping them secure and you in a state of bliss. Get 20% off Sheath now using promo code MMA-Holes. That's MMA-HOLES with the link in the description below.
And for the ladies?
Absolutely! Sheath isn't just for men. Ladies can now experience Sheath's style, comfort, and functionality too. Sheath for women is crafted using a signature modal elastane fabric blend for form-fitting breathability that will not affect the natural pH environment or the microclimate of the skin while producing that long-lasting, unimpeded comfort. Use promo code MMA-Holes, MMA-HOLES for 20% off at sheathunderwear.com.
The MMA Holes Hour here. Hope you're wonderful, wonderful. JBH, how are you?
Wonderful, Moss. How are you?
Tonight's episode is filled with delight. Tonight's episode is filled with might. Tonight's episode, we dive into...
Okay, all right. Shut up. Okay, thank you.
Wonderful.
All right, sorry about that. Like, I can't catch a fucking break. I can't catch a break. It's just nonstop. Can't catch a break. Yeah, I had to pay a massive bill. But then when I was like, where the hell is Jess? Then I realized that Jess is putting the baby to sleep for her nap. So I'm frantically running around trying to pay this bill, making sure I pay the right fucking thing. Anyway, okay, what was I talking about? I was talking about Sean O'Malley. Over here. Sean O'Malley. So what we were saying before about Sugar Sean, or what we're trying to get to the bottom of, is Sean going to be the face of the UFC? Okay, if he gets the win at UFC 280, will this guy be the face of the UFC? Now, in order to be the face of the UFC, everything has to fall together in place. He's got the look, he's got the audience, win or lose. People are rooting or criticizing or whatever. They're talking about Sean O'Malley. Very important. The interesting thing about Sean is the fact that he is from the USA. Sean could be the first American that is a superstar. Really, like the first real. I'm talking when I'm saying superstar. I'm talking like Conor. I'm talking about Ronda. I mean, Ronda was a pretty big superstar, so maybe second, right? Ronda was a massive star. It's kind of wild, too, because WMMA wasn't supposed to be a thing in the UFC. Dana was kind of pushing it aside. Ronda comes in, like kicks down the door, and then next thing you know, she's a big star. People love her, and then people started to hate her, regardless of the fact she was must-see TV when she fought. And when I'm saying star, that's what I'm talking about. It's not about being the best UFC fighter. It's about being the most marketable UFC fighter. So since Ronda hasn't been much. So Ronda did prove that it could be done, and Sean O'Malley has the chance to be the first male to do it. Sean O'Malley could be the first guy that when you're in an elevator, just talking to some random people, you could be like, yo, Sean O'Malley's fighting this week. And oh shit, that's the guy that looks like the clown. Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that guy's crazy. Oh, he beat that guy, that Russian dude. He wasn't supposed to beat him, right? He fought for the belt. It's kind of crazy because you have Aljamain Sterling, who is the champion from America, and the UFC has done a pretty bad job with Aljo. Aljo hasn't done the best job. He's doing better now because he's kind of promoting himself in a more trendier way with his podcast and is surrounding himself with people that kind of know what they're doing. So he's becoming more marketable, and he's actually legitimately the champ, but he's never going to be a superstar. I mean, if I guarantee if I had Aljo back on the show and I said, hey, Sterling, are you ever going to be a superstar? Like, honestly, do you think you're going to be like Conor McGregor, Ronda Rousey? I guarantee he's going to say no. You know, because you're realistic. It's not going to happen. The stars aren't lining up for a guy like Aljamain Sterling, and the UFC doesn't do the best job of promoting him either. So it's not completely Aljo's fault. Somewhat is, but UFC's not doing much either. Sean O'Malley's doing his side of the job, and the UFC, it looks like they're going to follow suit, and they're going to say, okay, yeah, this guy's doing what he has to do. He's winning. He's knocking people out. He's got the look. He's got his own community going on here. Yeah, we're going to push this guy. So it's a 3-round fight against Peter Yan. Sean O'Malley. We spoke about could he get the win against Yan. We discussed that at nauseum, and I guess we could discuss it some more today. But if he does get the win in Abu Dhabi, will he be a superstar to you? Now, we have the poll in the chat. I want to know whether it's yes or no. I want to know your opinions in our live chat. What do you think? What do you say as we dive into this thing? Because I have a lot of theories, and I have a lot of... I think Sean's a very fascinating character. Aljo is the cringe lord behind Triple C. Gamebred also. Gamebred is not a superstar. No, he's not. I understand he gained some popularity and a little pocket of time. Not a superstar. Could have had a chance. Like he was en route in some sort of capacity, but no. He will win. Hell no. Diaz and Jorge are both American MMA superstars. You goof. Listen, Diaz is a star. Yes, he is a star. I don't think he's a superstar. There's a difference. Nate Diaz, very popular human being. But do you put him on a Conor level or a Ronda level? Be honest. Brock Lesnar kind of gets a little cheat. He was a star, yes, but he had WWE. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, he's always going to be the WWE guy that came into the UFC. So he was already a star. You know what I'm saying? So Brock, I can't put into the mix because I'm talking about UFC fighter. Like just a straight up UFC fighter. Diaz is cringe. Sean was losing to Munoz. If you think Sean can beat Yan, I don't think you know what you... Hold on, I lost you. Diaz, superstar. Conor. Nate is bigger than Ronda, in my opinion. In your opinion, but your opinion is not everyone's opinion. You know what I'm saying? You're an MMA fan, right? I'm talking about, when I say superstar, I'm talking about everyone knows this person. And I got to be honest with you. If I go to a family function and I'm talking about the UFC, I bring up Nate Diaz. Majority of my family does not know who Nate Diaz is. They don't, unless you follow the sport in some sort of way. But if I bring up Ronda Rousey, yeah, they'll know who she is. If I bring up Conor McGregor, they'll know who she is. You know? That's what I'm talking about. If I bring up Nate or Nick, they'll have no fucking clue. I'm an MMA fan too. I know, I understand. But see, I think you're missing the point. Go to a family function, bring up Nate Diaz. You know? Sean Strickland. If he became a household name, that'd be something else. Sean O'Malley was dominating Pedro. So the Munoz fight, man, there's really not much we can take from Pedro Munoz. There's really, I mean, that fight, like, there's nothing. It was a weird situation. I think Sean looked good. I think Pedro looked good. That was playing out to be a pretty solid, decent fight between the two. But we don't have enough information. You know, the eye poke happened, and we move on. You hear from Sean's side of thing. He says he was dominating Pedro. I thought Pedro looked pretty good. I think he did. But I think Sean was going to win that fight. I truly believe that Sean was going to pull off the win regardless of the fact in that fight. But Pedro looked good. He didn't look bad in that thing. Guess in your world, Ronda is bigger. In my functions, Nate is absolutely more known by Ronda by 4. But you're talking about people that watch the sport, D-Man. I'm talking superstar. I'm talking about people, casuals, that don't even watch the sport. You go to the fucking grocery store, grab a stranger. Hey, do you watch the UFC? Not really. You know who Conor McGregor is? Yeah, isn't that Irish guy, that crazy fucking Irish guy? You know who Ronda Rousey is? Oh, yeah. Wasn't she that girl that was in the UFC or something? And she was like submitting everybody. Like what was going on with that Ronda? Yeah, yeah. You know Nate Diaz? They might know him because he fought Conor. Maybe if you're lucky. But I mean, they don't know him. You know what I'm saying? And Nate does a great job at marketing himself to MMA fans. He does a fantastic job of doing that. You know, if you're even a casual MMA fan, Nate does a great job because he just doesn't give a fuck. And that's why people like him. But that doesn't help people that don't watch the sport. Nate Diaz is not going to be the guy that's going to bring in people that don't really watch the sport. Like it's just how it is. I'm not talking about MMA circles. You said family functions. So everyone in your family watches MMA. Is that what you're saying? Your family, I find that impossible. You have the greatest family of all time. Because in my family, it's not the case. That is definitely not the case. I am like the weirdo in the group. My mom and dad watch it. My brother doesn't really. Cousins, if I talk to Jesse's family, no clue. Actually, Jesse's family is the best to talk about it. I guarantee if I brought up... Jesse's sister came by and I was talking about, oh shit, who did I bring up? And I was like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I had no clue. Oh fuck, who was it? I wish Jessie was here so she could back it up. But if I brought this name up, you'd be like, what? She doesn't know who that person is? I mean, and you think that she's going to know who Nate Diaz is? I didn't say the whole family watches MMA. So you're saying the whole family doesn't watch MMA and everyone knows who Nate Diaz is? I highly think that you're blowing smoke out of your ass. When is Israel fights when Israel fights well, he gets those slick highlights that play. Hold on, I lost you. When Israel fights well, period, he gets those slick highlights that play so well on ESPN, etc. Alex, what conversation so you're talking about Adesanya? Is that what we're talking? Didn't say everyone knows him. I said he is more well-known than Ronda. Do you believe that? I mean, there's no fucking way you actually believe that. Like, I understand you have Nate Diaz as your avatar. I understand you might be incredibly biased, but there's no fucking... I feel like if I put you up to a lie detector, you would fail that test so bad. How big would John Jones become if he won? I tell you, John Jones was like right on the cusp, right? John Jones was right there of being that household name because it seemed like he like people were starting to talk about him that had no idea. Like, who was that guy? That big length, that skinny dude. You know, there was a time where John Jones was like right there, but I feel like he's kind of fallen off by not being active. Maybe if he becomes a heavyweight champion. Also, John Jones was in the news for all the wrong reasons too, but still in the news. So that did help him as a star, I guess, right? He has a win over McGregor that made him more famous. Okay. Oh my God. You're going to make me hit the street. I tell you what. I'm going to have to put this bit together. I'm going to have a picture of Ronda Rousey and a picture of Nate Diaz. Okay? A picture of Ronda Rousey and a picture of Nate Diaz. And I'm going to hit the street. And I'm going to do a poll and see who knows. I mean, in my area, more people should know Nate. I'm in Arizona, for God's sakes. We got Mexicanos running around over here. And I would imagine they would know who Nate is. I would guess. But I think I got to do that. I think I have to fucking... Holy fuck. Nate Diaz is more famous than Ronda. LOL. It's nuts. Dude, it's nuts. Dude, it's fucking crazy. Even if you ask Nate Diaz, I guarantee... Well, Nate Diaz, he thinks he could fight Ngannou, so I guess that's a terrible... I can't go that route. And you know what sucks? Like, I really like Nate Diaz, but sometimes the Nate Diaz fans make me want to have a lobotomy. Like it's just like... Maybe it's just the super fan. It's not just Nate Diaz fans. Maybe it's just super fans. Because I got to be honest with you. Like, I'm a fan of Conor, but not to the point where I'm just like so delusional that I'll constantly argue something until, you know, I sound like a fucking moron. Like, I don't know. It's MMA Challenge. I don't know that. Wait. Let's see. Poor John Jones took one. All right. I got to get off of this. I got to get out of this vortex. Oh, God. What happened to the MMA Hour? You know, he's observing Columbus Day. I wouldn't consider myself a super fan, just a fan. All right, that's fair. That's fair. But you're a fan of the... I mean, you got Nate Diaz as your avatar. So... And your name is D-Man Diaz. I love D-Man. He's very supportive. But I think today he's kind of jumped off the deep end. Why is everyone sleeping on Tito Ortiz? He's more famous. Tito Ortiz. Okay, Tito Ortiz is very famous back in the day, for sure. And Tito Ortiz is very famous now for saying ridiculous things. But not on Ronda's level. I mean, if you think... Here's the thing. I'm talking about... I mean, it's so simple. You can do this exercise yourself. You can just go out in public. Right, just walk out in the fucking street, open the door, walk in the street, a busy street, and just start fucking asking people, do you know who this person, do you know who that, or just say, hey, do you know who Ronda is? Do you know who Nate Diaz is? I guarantee you that Ronda's and Conor's are going to be more well-known than guys like Nate. Even John Jones, you know? And it's not like, I'm not even saying, oh, I'm just such a massive Ronda fan. I remember when Ronda Rousey was fucking doing her thing. The world stopped. Like, the world. Nate Diaz fights, MMA fans, the world stops. And you get some casual fans. If Nate is lined up with... Ronda could fight fucking Liz Carmouche, and the fucking world stopped. Like, the world stopped. Ronda fights Liz. Everyone stops what they're doing and they watch. Is it because of Liz Carmouche? If Nate Diaz was to fight a Liz Carmouche-esque or Betch Kohea, if Nate was to fight that, would the world stop? No. Anyway, so to prove what I'm saying here, okay, is Sean O'Malley going to be in that situation? I don't know. I honestly don't know. In fact, I think he is going to be a star. I don't know if superstar is the thing. I can't put my finger on it because I see a star in him. Is he going to be a household name? Well, I guess there's more to see with this guy. The weird part about Sean O'Malley is he just reeks of being bullied. Like, that's when I see Sean O'Malley, I feel he's so relatable because he's unique, he's eccentric, and he's got that bully look. He's not bullied look. He looks like someone that if we turn back the clock 10, 15 years, or say 10 years, because he's a young guy, I'm sure there's backstories where Sean O'Malley was getting bullied.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Every kid in the Denver public school system knows who Pat Barry is. They call him the Candyman. P.S. This time slot sucks. I'm going back to bed. You can thank my weak bladder for this dono.
Thank you, weak bladder. Thank you, Tropic Tom. Look at Tropic Tom. All hours of the night dropping a donation. Appreciate that. I think we have an interesting topic here. I really do, because we have the poll is split, right? The poll is split right now, 44% to 56% saying no. I am kind of leaning towards no. I think he could be a superstar, yes. But I just, there are pieces that aren't lining up. Like, he's saying with a win over a Jan, he could put himself in play to being like the next, like Conor McGregor level superstar. I don't know. When you see Sean O'Malley, do you think chicks are throwing their panties at him? I mean, Sean's got to hang with the Nelk boys to get laid here. Like, he's going on saying about pulling chicks. I got to do this. I got to do that. You know, Sean is kind of like the everyday guy, right? Sean is like, you could see, and when I was saying about the bullying thing, I feel like you could relate to Sean because inside that character of O'Malley with the crazy hair is kind of the everyday dude. You know, Sean is not the best looking human being in the world. He's not gifted with the greatest of looks, but Sean O'Malley has the gimmick and he's knocking people out. You know, Sean O'Malley is putting himself in play in the UFC to be a UFC champion. I mean, it's so close if he beats Peter Yan. And the relatability of the guy will make him marketable. But there is the level that is next where you can do no fucking wrong. You're in movies and you got yachts and you're doing this and that and all this crazy stuff. There is that level. Now, the thing that Sean O'Malley's doing very smart that Conor didn't do is he's networking. So he could become uber famous, Nelk-esque in that type of world. As an influencer, yes, superstar right over there is an influencer. But as a UFC fighter superstar, he needs help. That's where I'm saying. So maybe the answer is yes. Because Sean is such a smart kid that he's using the internet as a tool to become a superstar. I guess the answer is yes. I guess it is. You know, I've been flipping back and forth, and I think that's the key. Sean keeps winning. Sean keeps networking with the Nelk boys and whatever the hell, whoever's hot at the time. He plays the games. He sells the merch. He could be a star that way. But what was interesting about guys like Conor, what was about guys like Ronda, I mean, Conor used boxing, really. Conor started becoming this megastar, but then decided to go into the world of boxing, and that's when he became uber rich and famous, right? Like, he used Floyd, and Floyd kind of used Conor too, if you think about it. But that route, but he used the fighter route. Win or lose, people were jumping on the Conor train or jumping off or whatever. They were still talking about him. Sean O'Malley can be a superstar, but the question is how and why. Some people, though, are saying no. Some people don't see it. So the people that aren't seeing it, I'm thinking of these things. They don't like the way he talks. The nasally, how you doing? I'm Sean O'Malley. Like that shit, maybe people are not down with that. Maybe people aren't down with the gimmicks and the looks. They just want to see fucking fighting. They don't want to see the showman. They don't need to see that stuff. All that extra bells and whistles stuff. The fucking gaming and all that crap, the Nelk boys. People are sick of that shit. So maybe that's what it is. Or maybe people just think he's not good. It's very possible. Maybe, just maybe, Sean O'Malley is overrated.
Super chat.
Next dono that comes into the show between $1 and $50 I'll match. Raised hand.
What?
Scouts honor.
Hold on a second. Carrie Daniels, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Come on. He puts out a challenge. He says between $1 and $50 donation, he will match it. He will match that fucking donation. So thank you, Carrie, for the 5. And let's see if there is a match in play. Okay, we're going to get to the chat over here. Let's see what you say. Now, maybe, just maybe, Sean O'Malley is overrated. And we're going to find out very quickly as he is fighting a guy in Piotr Yan. He is fighting a man in Piotr Yan coming up at UFC 280. You're looking at Sean O'Malley's resume. You look at Piotr Yan's resume, and we'll put it up in a second. There's a clear difference. Now, when it comes to pro fights, they're almost the same. They got the similar amount of wins. But let me know in the chat as we move, before we move into their resumes. O'Malley not overrated. Throw money on Yan, says Smoke him if you got him. Let's see, Matt, I donated to the Ukraine. Let's see. People who think he is not good don't know fighting. That's just a fact, says Andy. Let's see. N says, what do I know? I thought the Nelk boys were the Island boys.
Wonderful.
I think they are. Let's see. Left my ass off, damn Savage. Hey, yo. Yep. O'Malley isn't good. Pick Yan, way to win, and make money if you think O'Malley is garbage. Well, here's the thing. If you're betting on Yan, you're going to have to bet a lot. He's a pretty big favorite. I'm curious if the line's going to get any closer as we move closer to fight week. We need a 4-leg parlay, 280 Moss, 100 on it. Oh, fuck, man. Listen, oh, God. Let us get closer to fight week. I've already given, and I'll give you some more of I'll confirm the picks that I've been talking about. But there are All right, this is what I'm going to say. Makhachev, Sterling, and O'Malley is where I sit right now. Okay? That's where I sit. I am not confident on the O'Malley, but I'm starting to get more confident with my Aljo pick over Dillashaw. We will see. Don't lock it in. Wait for fight week. Wait for fight week, and we'll lock those puppies in. But that's where I stand right now. I can't wait. Love this sport, says Brian Blaze. I do. I love this sport as well. UFC 280 is going to be fire. And we have an event this weekend, UFC Vegas 62. Make sure you hit the like button if you're pumped up for both of those events. Or if you just pumped up for 280, which makes more sense. I lost money when O'Malley lost to Cheeto Vera, says Classy Nasty. The Nelk boys are the ones who are butt buddies with Andrew Tate, right? I mean, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. The Nelk boys, they're networking with everybody. You know? It's smart, man. These kids, they're not burning bridges. They're just, if you're a big influencer, they jump on board. And vice versa. The other influencers out there are jumping on board with the Nelk boys. So it makes sense. I just hope all these fights go through and no injuries occur. Matta, let's knock on some fucking wood. Well, this is the fight where we see whether O'Malley is overrated or not. Okay, we will see. Uh-oh! D-Rest coming in with the $10 donation. Boobies! Hey!
I can see your underwear. Put your boobies in the air. Flapping like I just don't care. Can I lick your pubic hair? Snap a picture, time to share. Took my meat vision impaired. Filthy mind, I need a prayer. Pervert cameraman, beware. Pervert cameraman, show them tits. Pervert cameraman, $10 tip. Pervert cameraman, Yanni Celeste. Pervert cameraman, show them breasts. Boobies.
Thank you for the D-Rest boobies.
Okay, Matchy. Match it.
He says, let's go, D-Rest. D-Rest responds to the challenge. He decides to drop a $10 holler donation. Thank you very much for dropping the boobies. You're wonderful, wonderful. Hey, if anyone wants to drop a donation, feel free. We have the link pinned in the live chat. You can play all different songs. If you want to see the different songs, they're in the description. Appreciate it. That's how we keep our show going and flowing here. No obligation, but much obliged. We really do appreciate that. All right, let me put this in here really quick. Hold on a second. There was something I wanted to do before I got so distracted by that phone call I had. So, no, that's not it. Like OBS. There it is. Pervert cameraman. All right, give me 1 second here. There we go. Put this right there. Bada bing, bada boom. There it is. Okay, there it is. We're good to go now. Thank you. Hey, live TV, baby. Oh, shit. Yo, Damn Savage just got a wrench gifted from D-Rest. By the way, I just figured this out. Thank you so much, D-Rest, for the gifted membership. Really appreciate that. So, Damn Savage gets a gifted membership, and the reason why he got chosen, it's all random, but the more you chat in this little fucking live chat over here, the little cell phone, the more you are active. I just found this out the other day. If someone gifts memberships that's already a member, you are skipped ahead of the list. So keep on fucking, I don't know, getting your comments, your thoughts, your questions, whatever it is, your fight picks, predictions, whatever. Keep getting them in this live chat because apparently that's how YouTube rewards you. And Damn Savage is very active in the chat. He's become a member once again, courtesy of D-Rest. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Uh-oh! Uh-oh! Come on!
1, 2, 3, 4. Charles Oliveira's got a mouthpiece in his mouth. Mouthpiece in his. Charles Oliveira's got a mouthpiece in his mouth. Look at my mouthpiece. Charles Oliveira's got a mouthpiece in his mouth. Charlie Oliveira's got a mouthpiece. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece in his mouth. Mouthpiece. Mouthpiece in his mouth.
Philip Starr. Thank you, Phil, with the 13.
UFC 280. Fire. Cool face. Match it.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. Charlie Olives with the mouthpiece in his mouth. Now, let me ask you this question. That donation, the $13 holler from Phil Starr, do we put that donation on the line? If Makhachev wins, do we replace it with an Islam donation? Let me know in the chat, yeses or nos. I don't want to get rid of that donation because I think Charles is a beast, and I just love that song. So Mouthpiece, let me know. By the way, Johnny B, and thank you again for the donation. Really appreciate that, Phil. Hell yeah, home from work early and actually getting to see the show live, says Johnny B. Let's go, Johnny!
Wonderful, wonderful.
Makes me feel good that a lot of people can't see us at night. I mean, we have a lot of night shows that we're going to still do, but the fact that we can do it a little bit earlier and cater to other audiences out there or people that have to watch the replay, now you guys get a chance, and gals, get a chance to watch the content live. So I'm happy to hear that.
Super chat.
Carrie!
Consider yourself matched, dressed, raised hand, Scouts honor.
The support from the community is absolutely
wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you, Carrie, who matched the D-Rest donation. And there it is, the gifted membership. Thank you, guys. Hey, man, you guys are fucking awesome. Seriously, the best community in the world, keeping us going and flowing here. Absolutely wonderful, wonderful.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So where did we leave off?
Thank you.
There's Damn Savage as the member. Come on, baby.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We left off at Sean O'Malley, okay? There are things that I think could make him a superstar, megastar, Conor McGregor level, like above and beyond, you know, bigger than the UFC. You know, when you think a superstar in the UFC, you think, okay, this person is bigger and better. This person is above it. Conor McGregor, when people see Conor McGregor, they think UFC, right? That he got to that level. Whether you like him or you hate him, that's what they think. So we are on the verge of possibly having another one here with Sean O'Malley, and he's from the States. He's from the U.S., so Ronda did it once. Maybe Sean O'Malley could take it to another level. Maybe he could reinvent the superstar in Sean O'Malley. So this is very fascinating to see. And I got to be honest with you. I'm excited. I've had a roller coaster ride of emotions with Sean. I loved him in the Contender Series. In fact, I watched it. I was driving. I had my phone. And I probably shouldn't have been doing that. You should always pay attention to the road. But I'm driving. I had the phone on my little holster thing on the dashboard. I remember I was talking to Jess, and I'm driving. This is when Sean was in the Contender Series, and I'm watching this kid. No crazy hair. He did have like a fro, but he didn't have like any like colors. He had the tattoos that were similar to Conor. He has the Irish name, you know, so it's like everyone's like, oh, the next Conor. Like, he gets the knockout, and that's what everyone was thinking, including myself. I'm watching this. I'm like, oh, shit. We're seeing the next Conor here, coming from the Contender Series. This kid's he's got it. Then a couple of fights happened in the UFC, and I jumped off. I said, no, I am not on board. Jessie was on board, and she was on board longer than me, and then she jumped off because then we started hearing his podcast, the whiny voice, you know, all this, I don't know, the content he was putting out, I'm not the demographic. Jessie wasn't the demographic for it, so we fell off. And then, you know, I started to accept the fact because I was like, you know what, I am not 12. I am not a 12-year-old. I'm not a 13, 14, 15-year-old. That's just not me. I want to cater to everybody. I want to try to give our cringe content. Then I want to get down to the nitty-gritty to get to the people that are older as well. You know, I want to try to get everyone. Sean's attacking the young people. That is what he's doing. He's going for that demographic. Not my cup of tea. But then as I watch him compete some more, you know, the Cheeto fight happens. I'm like, oh, what is this? The fight happens with Joe Rogan is interviewing him and he has this dramatic thing. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what is this? Well, I can't get on board with this. Conor wasn't doing that shit. Like, Conor wasn't just whining and, you know, it's just ridiculous. And ironically, Conor's leg snaps in half. And how does Conor handle it? When Conor's leg snaps in half, he gets the mic and says, your wife is in me DMs. Like, he's just a fucking heel piece of shit. That's my style. Sean O'Malley, not so much. You know, Sean is just kind of like, I don't know. He is what he is. But then it got to a point where I couldn't look past Sean O'Malley. And I really started respecting what he's doing. I started watching him training and realizing his work ethic is legit. Like, the guy spends a lot of time in the gym. He is very serious about his craft. I understand you guys see him partying out there, but when it's fight week, he stops with the weed. He stops with the partying. Training camp, he goes fucking full force with this shit. He has some distractions now, which make me a little nervous. But at this stage of the game, Sean O'Malley's trajectory has been very impressive. It has. Has he fought the best of the best? No. But he's progressively looked better and better. And his jiu-jitsu is there. We haven't really seen it much yet. We haven't seen it tested. And maybe with Jan, we'll see it a little bit on 280. But you can't deny the fact that the kid's got skills. And the kid could strike. And he has power in his striking. And his confidence backs up what he puts in the cage. So I went from liking him to saying, nah, this guy, not my cup of tea, to saying, okay, I respect the guy. That's where I am now. I respect him. Still not a fan of the content, the whiny stuff. I mean, it's like, I'm no. Tim Welch. Let's talk about Tim Welch. Thank you for putting that in there. He says Tim Welch is cringe as fuck. Let me be serious here. And we are in Arizona too. Tim seems like the biggest fucking prick, obnoxious, self-absorbed asshole. What is up with that guy? Like, he seems like the ginger that's in every fucking old school movie that's the fucking kid picking on the other kids. Like, he just seems like he is so fucking cringe. Like, I don't know what is up with that guy. Whatever he's done with O'Malley has been very impressive. But Tim, what is up with that dude? O'Malley and Tim Welch are both weirdos. Yes, both different, for sure. What is up? Here's my problem. If Sean O'Malley wasn't with Tim, I probably like Sean way better. I probably would like Sean way better. There's something about Tim Welch, and if you don't know who he is, let's put him up over here. I just like when I see him interviewed or talking about shit, he just oozes fucking prick bag. Like, he's just like, I look at this guy, I'm like, why are you such a dick? Like, what is wrong with you? You're just an obnoxious dick. Tim Welch. Let's put him up over here. I just can't stop. And I think that's my problem. I think because Sean's BFF, his coach, is just, I just can't stomach the dude. Former fighter as well. And for those of you who don't know, this is how he looked as a fighter. Let's get a more recent picture with his glasses. Tim, here we go. It's just weird. Look at this fucking guy. I don't know. It looks like a young Moz. I'm not ginger enough, unfortunately. I wish I was more ginger so I can back that up, but I'm not, unfortunately. You're an epic prick. Yeah, but here's the thing. And Luke Thomas actually said this to me too. He knows I'm a nice guy. Like, at the end of the day, I come across as obnoxious. I say what I will. I have hot takes to get people talking and this and that. But at the end of the day, I'm a fucking softie. I really am. You see with my daughter, I'm a fucking softie. You know, like, and if you think I'm a prick, it's fine. You're entitled to your opinion. Because the character I display on this show, I'm full-blown prick bag. I love every minute of it. But with Tim, I don't see a character. I just see him. Like, I've seen him in his real, like, life. Like I've seen him just in documentaries or whatever it is. Like, just him in the background. He's still being this guy. It's weird. Did you see him on Rogan? Like, it's just this self-absorbed, bizarre. Now, maybe, who knows? Maybe he's not. Maybe I'm getting the wrong vibe. But that's all I see. Something's odd with this guy. You're an ass, but you have a good heart. Appreciate that. Yeah. Listen, my job on this show is to be the antagonist. That's what I am. But no joke, this is actually a true story. When I was trolling the shit out of Luke Thomas, like, I was going fucking, like, ridiculously hard. It was bad. I was showing up at all the events. I was on his Sirius radio show asking about his hot dog bottom lip. You know, just trolling constantly. And he's like, what the fuck, this guy again? And like, we would go back and forth the whole deal. But he says, you know what your problem is? Because you're too nice. That's what he said to me. I'm like, fuck you, asshole. I'm not too nice. I can't, as much as I try to have this calloused outside and this persona, deep down I'm a mush. I'm a fucking mush. That's just how I am. That's behind the scenes right there. But enough about me, more about Tim. Let's shit on this guy. What do you guys think about this dude? Have you ever watched the O'Malley podcast or his podcast? Have you ever watched? Do you get the fucking feeling? Do you get that vibe, or am I off? Let me know in the chat. I have to be a troll. I'm a manly height. I'm only 5'3". I got to be a troll. Looks like if Sandhagen and Canelo had a kid. Sandhagen and Canelo. All right. Jarrell says he's cringe. Yeah, I don't know. Like, would Tim Welch be anything without O'Malley? Like, honestly. Like, I feel like he's just, like, leeching off of O'Malley. Oh, why would you watch that, Casey? That's like that double dip of fucking retards. Tim Welch would be cool if he wasn't a ginger. Does anyone that likes Tim let me know in the chat, or if you don't like Tim? Let's see. Tim, it's kind of bad. Oh, my God. Casey, that sounds horrific. Who else does Welch coach in the UFC? I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, they were both in the lab for a little bit, and then they opened their own gym. Like Tim and Sean they're a combination now. They're not splitting. They're I guess it's kind of like Conor and Kavanaugh, but they're like making content together. They're going on another level. And hey, credit to them. They're BFFs. You know, they got O'Malley to this point, so respect on that. I got this bad vibe off this dude. Like I do. I just. And here's the thing: if you think he's a cool dude or whatever, you know, after this stream, you might think a little different. I don't know. He just comes across as a fucking prick. He's running around talking about fucking banging these girls and shit like that, and it's just like, there's no way. They're like, who's he banging? Who's he banging? Who are you banging? Let's see. And maybe this is his girlfriend over here. Is this? Let's see. Episode 60, communication, relationship, good juice. Sounds like a good episode. Here's him and Sean with some bricks. Here's when they were on Rogan. Yeah, I don't know. Not my cup of tea.
Aw, super chat.
Carrie, baby, let's go.
I did say the first one that comes in, but I'm feeling generous and there's no better place to put these donos than this show. I just going.
Come on!
Matched Phil Star, raised hand, Scouts honor.
He matched Phil Star and D-Rest. Come on, Carrie, let's go. Thank you, Carrie. Wow, thank you for the donation. Really appreciate that. Sexy donation right there. Him and old O'Malley banging, maybe.
Aw,
could be. I don't know.
Super chat.
Very nice. Carrie, baby.
Just found your channel. Love the vibe. I work nights and Ariel is not on, so lucky I found you today.
Wow.
Good work.
Thank you, Carrie. Hey, man, listen. Let me just say this. When I see stuff like that, it makes me feel good. Because we're sacrificing viewership, or, you know, we're sacrificing stuff going on early. This is not our wheelhouse. We do night shows. Wednesday we'll be back. You know who I reached out to? Let me see if we got any response here. Maybe I won't say anything yet. But anyway, Wednesday nights we do interviews, so you can check. We have a whole playlist of, like, whether it's UFC fighters or bare knuckle or whatever. Wednesday nights are interviews back at 9 Eastern time. But what's it called? And Friday we're at night. Saturday we do all these fight reactions as well. But Mondays we started doing it early, and then we moved up at night because just the ratings are better. It's just how our demographic. We're all night owls. That's what we do. But I want to balance it. You know, I want to grow the community. I want to make sure that we satisfy the OGs, and then we get some new fans as well. Like I want to get everyone on board. So if you are new to the channel, let me know in the chat. If you're brand new, if you were searching for the MMA Hour, and you're like, Ariel, where the hell are you? Well, it's Columbus Day, bro. This is not fucking Christmas. Like it's Columbus Day. Taking off. How dare you? Anyway, we got you covered over here, so thank you. This time is perfect for a UK MMA nut. Let's go, baby. UK. And I see Sonosi. I guess a lot of people are off today anyway for Columbus Day because I see Sonosi and Damn Savage over here. So you guys have off today? I like the day shows to Slow DK. Hell yeah, Slow DK. Awesome, man. Glad you're enjoying hanging a little earlier. I kill for an iced Vovo. I'll be here, whatever. Thank you, Dad. Datwinger is one of the staples of the community. And I love the fact she's part of the 7%. Strong. That ginger gave me Jeffrey Dahmer vibes. So anyway, yeah, let's get back on topic. We got a bunch of stories to get to. So, all right, I kind of want to just wrap this in a little bit of a bow. I'm having trouble seeing Superstar, but when you put into consideration all the other stuff that he does and how he markets himself, I'm going to go with yes. So I started yes. I went to no. I went back to yes. It's the beauty of our live streams. I come up with an idea before we go live on where I want to go with it. I talk to the people, and I take into consideration what you say. I take in consideration what the facts are. Whatever comes about during our live streams, I process all that information, and then by the end of the show, I'll have a firm answer. And my firm answer right now is yes, Sean O'Malley will be a star, win or lose. He doesn't have to win at UFC 280. As long as he shows up and performs and makes it a good scrap, because he's not supposed to win this fight against Peter Yan. As long as he shows up to this thing, he wins. Because I have to be honest with you, I think majority of the people are going to say, Peter Yan's going to win this fight. Let's look at the both who they've faced. And, I understand why Peter's a favorite over here. Okay, let's get a little further away. Let's get in on over here. And make sure you hit that like button if you haven't done so. Smash up that like button. Appreciate the support. Carrie coming in super hot.
BTW, I am a woman. I know as an MMA fan that can be deceiving, but I don't have anything hanging between my legs. Lol.
Do you have a big meaty clit maybe? I don't know. Carrie, thank you. We call our female community over here the 7%. And basically that's what it is. There's 7% of our community that are ladies out there. So thank you, Carrie. Welcome. I want everyone to welcome Carrie Daniels, a new addition to the 7%. Drop those clams in the chat.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you. Clams in the chat, boys. Clams in the chat. Look at that. Carrie, part of the community. It's good to see Carrie here. There you go. Thank you for the generosity. Really appreciate it. Welcome to our flying circus. Okay, so Peter Yan versus Sean O'Malley. Okay, here's the fight we're talking about over here. We're spending a lot of time on this because I've spent a ton of time on Islam and Oliveira, and we're as the fights get closer, of course, we're gonna dive down that road again. I think we should give a little more love to Sterling and TJ. If you missed the last phone stream that we did on Saturday, I really spoke a lot about that, so you can jump back in that stream and kind of skim through and check out our thoughts on that. But I will spend some more time in the studio on the co-main event as well. But here we are with Sean O'Malley, Peter Yan. Peter Yan's resume: he is 16-3-0. Okay. He has these 2 losses of recent, and Aljamain Sterling. One was, the illegal knee, the whole acting thing, and drop the Aljos in the chat if you were around for that. But he does have technically 2 losses against Sterling over here. Defeated Corey Sandhagen. So if you look at Sterling, you look at Sandhagen, 2 guys on this list that Sean O'Malley hasn't fought. Like, these guys over here are a lot higher level athletes than the other guys that Sean has fought. You look at Jose Aldo. You're talking about the fucking GOAT of 145 in some people's minds. Goes down to 135, look great. Now just retired, but Jose Aldo, a beast. He finished him. Finished him in the 5th round. So, I mean, Peter Yan broke down Jose Aldo and beat him. I mean, that's pretty impressive. Jimmy Rivera, who was a solid UFC fighter, not with the UFC anymore. I thought he was going to go to he did went to bare knuckle. He did go to bare knuckle. But still, very solid in the UFC, had a fantastic run. And just kind of fell flat, but still, top tier guy. John Dotson, a gentleman who won the Ultimate Fighter, and we see John Dotson still got his juice, man. You see him going over to bare knuckle and doing his thing over there. So I mean, just right there, we'll stop right there. I mean, Magomedov. There are more people over here that you could say this might be a problem for Sean. But if you look at Dotson, Rivera, Faber, knocked out Faber, Jose Aldo, Aljamain Sterling, Corey Sandhagen, these guys that he fought. And if it wasn't for the illegal blow, he would have beat Aljo the first time. And some people thought he won the split decision the second time. You look at the level of talent way, way higher than what Sean O'Malley has faced, right? So a lot of people that throw out who did he fight as the argument, I get it. It's really tough to argue that. But look at the records, right? 16-3-0, 15-1-0. Now, if you're just looking at wins, Peter Yan has one more win. Fighter experience as a professional MMA fighter, 16-3-0, 15-1-0. Level higher, but still only one more professional win. 29 years old versus 27. We'll get into those stats in a little bit. Go to Sean O'Malley. Scroll down over here, and we've had a real bizarre run up the UFC rankings. He got the Paiva win, finished him in the first round. Some say that was a layup fight. But Pedro Munoz, a no contest, eye poke. People are saying Pedro won the first round. Sean said he dominated him the first round. it is what it is. The eye poke happens, and somehow the UFC puts him against Jan next. So he got rewarded. He got rewarded after that fight. Now, that eye poke was a little suspect. I'm not going to lie. But it is what it is. You know, the UFC is giving him a big opportunity here because he put himself in that position. But if you look at these guys, Pedro Munoz, Paiva, Chris Mutino coming off the bench to fight him, Thomas Almeida, Chito Vera is the probably the biggest, the guy that stands out the most, the way he's been looking lately, but he lost. Eddie Wineland, what the fuck? I mean, been around the game for a while, but really? Quinones, this is grappling. And then, you know, a lot of who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that guy?
I mean, there is a drastic difference in level of opponent. But you know what else is drastic? The height and reach, really. I mean, 5'11 to 5'7". Height really doesn't really mean too much. But the reach, 72 inches to 67 inches. Now, Peter Yan is not always... I mean, listen, he's usually the smaller guy. But in this situation over here, it's going to be tricky. It's going to be very tricky. He fought... hold on a second. How long ago was this? Yeah, so he fought Corey Sandhagen. Corey Sandhagen is what, 5'11", okay, so a little taller, but only a 70-inch reach. So you got 2 extra inches for a, what's it called? Sean O'Malley. So that went to a decision over there. So he did fight a tall guy, similar, and you know what? A lot of people would think that Corey Sandhagen would beat Sean. Let me know in the chat real quick. Sean or Sandhagen? Corey or Sean? Who would win that fight, you know, if they were ever to dance? And you know what? It's not impossible that that could happen in the near future. But Corey Sandhagen is a guy that you could look at and say, hey, well, Jan won that fight. Right? There is just something about Sean O'Malley that if Jan loses, there's way bigger of a consequence, in my opinion, losing to a guy lower in the rankings like O'Malley, a hype train that hasn't really fought much of a level of competition. There's so much on Jan's shoulders. It's in Abu Dhabi. You know, a lot of people are just saying he's winning. So I think there's way more pressure in this fight for a Peter Yan rather than the fight with Sandhagen. And let me look in the chat. Sandhagen, Sean O'Malley would put Sandhagen out. Damn, that's optimistic. Sandhagen is real crafty. He is. I don't think he would put him out, but wow. Hagen is annoying. Sandhagen is annoying. Sandhagen wins, not even close. Don't matter who wins. It's going to be an amazing fight on card. Sean has a few more dimensions, but Sandhagen wins. I honestly think Sandhagen has more. I mean, Sandhagen is real crafty, even on the ground. Corey doesn't have that power like Sean does. That is true. That's a good point, Rick. I think that Sean has a little more power, and Sean has the reach. He's got a long ass reach, 72 inches. Oh, Sean's the same height. Shit, I thought Sean was like 5'9". Sean's 5'11"? Like, I'm sorry, it didn't really register. I thought he was 5'9". So they're saying Sean's 5'11". So going back to Tim Welsh, his coach, Tim has been saying over and over again in many different situations that Sean O'Malley is a lot bigger than people realize. Although he doesn't look much bigger than Joe Rogan here, but I don't know, maybe it's the angle of the camera. I have no idea. Joe's not the biggest guy in the world. That doesn't look like 5'11". I don't think Sean's 5'11". I think Sean's 5'9". Hold on a second here. Now I gotta get to the bottom of this. I think 5'11's wrong. Let's see. Let's do some research. It just feels wrong. I think they're calling him 5'11 on the UFC too. 5'1". Joe is 5'1". Yeah, Joe seems like it. What the hell, was Joe have stilts on? Anyway, yeah, so Tim Welsh, he's been saying over and over again, Sean O'Malley is shockingly big, right? So if he is indeed 5'11", he's got a 72-inch reach. I mean, that is a massive difference here in a guy that is a very good technical striker, and he's got power behind us striking. Like, who said it in the chat? Forgive me for forgetting who said it. Rick James. Like Rick James said in the chat, Corey Sandhagen is a very good striker, but he doesn't have the power that Sean has. I kind of agree. Sean does have that power, but his precision, I think his precision is what tells the tale with Sean O'Malley. Not only does he have a little bit more juice behind the punches, I think Sean's precision is super precise to where he puts the hands, the feet on these guys. He hits them right in the no-no spots, the off buttons. So it's going to be fascinating to see against a guy that has that turtle defense in Peter Yan. A guy in Peter Yan that if you look at the stats between the two, Sean O'Malley, if you look at the percentage over here, has a better submission percentage over Peter Yan. He's got a higher knockout percentage, but you got to put the competition in play, of course. Who Peter fought and who O'Malley fought. But I mean, if you're just looking at stats alone, average fight time for Yan 16 minutes, average fight time for O'Malley 8. They almost have identical, the amount of fights. Sean's talent lot less, impressive, but still. I mean, if you're just looking at numbers over here, I mean, you could pull things and say, it's not impossible. It is not impossible for Sean to win this fight. Is it likely? If you are like a serious MMA fan, I would imagine you got to pick Peter Yan. Just by all the stats in front of you, that makes sense. If you're just going by the book, I would imagine you would have to pick Peter Yan. But I'm not. I think Sean's got it. I think Sean's got something a little bit special here. I think right place, right time. And I have a feeling Sean's going to shock the world. Let's wrap up this Sean O'Malley shit and move on to some other fucking stories because I'm getting sick of talking about Sean. It's like the Sean O'Malley show over here.
Welcome, Carrie Daniels.
Yes.
Thanks for the stream, Big Mouse. Sean is too boring when he talks to become a superstar. Me thinks Paddy the Baddie and Bo Nichols have a better chance. Bo is already on the cover of the game. Subscriber goals, Mma-Holes hit the lick.
You know what? It's a good point. Bo Nichols, if he keeps winning, he's the guy. The shit this guy is saying, the confidence this guy is oozing, he will do majority of his work as a fighter and promote himself in a way to be more Ronda Rousey-esque. You're right. An American wrestler. He's got the key factor to become a champion with that strong wrestling background. Yes. Who was the other guy? He said Bo Nickel and Paddy Pimblett. Yeah, Paddy Pimblett. He's got the international, the gift of the gab, finishing people. He's got that style, and he's got the UK backing him up. Yeah, you're right. Paddy Pimblett, Bo Nickel, they keep winning. Yes, bigger than O'Malley. Agreed. I can't really argue that one.
Wonderful.
Sonosi.
I don't have off. Work is just slow. They took this natural holiday away. Damn politics. And welcome to the community, Carrie. Check the Discord if you're brave.
Yeah, hop in our Discord. We have a free link to our Discord down below if you're new to the community. Thank you, Sonosi. Appreciate that donation. His boxing IQ is on fleek. Honestly, not sure who they will put against him. Paddy has been calling for a fight at UFC 282. Terrence McKinney has been trying to get that fight against Paddy Pimblett, and Paddy Pimblett is doing everything he can to navigate around it. Paddy Pimblett wants no part of Terrence McKinney. And I got to be honest with you. When I think stars, like coming up the rankings, I want to see guys that say, oh, you want to fucking go? Let's go. So, everyone's ducking McKinney right now, and I don't blame him. He's a scary dude. McKinney's ducking us, though. Let's be serious here. Terrence McKinney, you guys got to get on social. I don't know why the fuck we haven't had. Terrence McKinney is like perfect to be on this show, and for some fucking reason, we can't get our... We need Terrence McKinney on the MMA Holes, for God's sakes. I mean, what is going on with that guy? Impossible to get a hold of that man. I don't know what it is. So Terrence McKinney, get your ass on the MMA Holes at the MMA Holes, Twitter, Instagram. Tag the shit out of McKinney and be like, yo, bro, what's going on here? Twitter probably would be more effective, but get McKinney on the MMA Holes. Like, what is going on here? I mean, what are we doing? Is this the Discord thing? Hold on. Give you a little peek at Discord. There we go. hairstyles and Tekashi. Is that where? Beautiful. There I am. I'm with Sean O'Malley and what's that guy's name? I forgot his name. I can't. What the fuck's that dude's name? I can't remember his name. The comedian.
Super chat.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sean O'Malley is the clown they hire at the children's party.
He looks like it. He sure does. You know, I get it, though. I get what he's doing. I don't know how he could walk around like that in his regular life, but I get what he's doing. That's the gimmick. And you know what? I got to say this. At least he's not copying. Like, he is not copying someone's style. You've seen a lot of these other fighters see another athlete have success with whether it's trash talk, the presentation, the look, the suits, the glasses, whatever it is. Sean's not copying. This is quite unique. So credit to him for being unique, but does look like a clown. There's no doubt about that. Thank you, Carrie. Shout out to Carrie Daniels. Carrie Daniels coming in hot. Ariel, see what you did? Carrie was going to hang with you, but look what you did, Ariel. Is 11 our time, 10 a.m., which would be 10 is when, 10 is 1 on the East Coast time. So 11 a.m. would be 2 p.m.
Thank you.
Does that work out better for you guys? And Mitch Wendell has become been a member for 2 months in a row. Thank you, Mitch.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you for being wonderful, wonderful. Appreciate that. Which time is better? 11 a.m., which would be 1 p.m. Eastern time, or 11 a.m., which is, 2 p.m. Eastern time, or 10 a.m., 1 p.m. Eastern time. What's better? All right. I got to move on from the Sean O'Malley right now because I see someone put Greg Hardy in there, and he did fight. We want to talk about this. So let's move over there. Nice long stream today. We have a news section on our Discord over here. If you'd like to... Carrie jumped into the Discord. Let's go. And Ask Crack McGee. Welcome. So we have a news section in our Discord over here. And if you guys want to insert news stories that we can talk about, that you'd like to, that we haven't covered or whatever, drop it on news section. All right, let's see over here. All right, we're going to start off with... okay. So here's the Greg Hardy thing. I think Pulse is the person that put the Greg Hardy story. I mean, he just put Greg Hardy's name in the chat. So did you guys see this? He was supposed to fight in BKFC, and that didn't happen. He went to boxing, and he fought a guy a lot smaller than him. Greg Hardy knocks out a guy half his size. So, hold on, let's get a little closer to this. I don't know how they sanctioned this fight, but my goodness. Okay. Here we go. I mean, Greg Hardy's a big dude, but look at this shit. What is he fighting? A flyweight out there? Like, what's going on? I mean, look at the side. Bang. Here he comes. Oh, there he is. Oh, bounces off the ropes with a... Oh, my God. Jeez, what are we... The fuck was that? I mean, what the fuck? Come on.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. It's a cruiserweight versus a heavyweight. Chrome Reloaded. Okay. Does anyone have a comment on that? Because I was like, when I saw that earlier, I'm like, what is happening? What are we, like, what's going on? And why is he not fighting in bare knuckle? Didn't he, like, wasn't that the thing? And why not Greg Hardy versus Ben Rothwell in bare knuckle? Why is that not happening? How are we not doing this? Like, there was a big announcement. Greg Hardy, bare knuckle. And now he's fighting some Fugazi boxing experience. So apparently that was a second round knockout against a guy, a quarter of his size. That's Charles Oliveira knocking out Islam. Oh my God. Someone just wants to hurt a little bit. Is he fighting Demetrius Johnson? Yes, that's him versus Mighty Mouse. Because Ben will kill him? Probably. Yeah, maybe they're protecting him. I don't know. But I mean, I feel like that'd be crazy. Ben Rothwell, Greg Hardy. It didn't even jump into my head. I wish when we had Ben on, we would have thrown that at him. Gray Hardy versus Tyron Woodley in a boxing match. It pretty much looked like that. That was Corey Anderson off the juice. Does Jake Paul against Ben 2.0? We're saying that's Jake Paul against Ben 2.0? Sounds like someone just wants to hurt a little bit more, says D Brown. All right, so that's the thoughts on that. There's really not much I have to say on that, so we'll move forward. But it's just stupidity. I think. Are we done with Greg Hardy? Shane Burgos, who moves over to PFL, he moves over there, PFL, and he says, move to PFL is a no-brainer. I'm going to make a stupid amount of money. Now, I couldn't find what he's making over there, but you do have the chance of hitting that milli. So that's nice. If you get the win, you have a chance to become a millionaire over in PFL. But on top of it, his regular purse is considered, quote unquote, a stupid amount of money. So PFL, I guess, is doing all right. The fight at the end of the season, the card at the end of the season, is going to be a pay-per-view, which is very ballsy for a company like PFL. But they got ESPN backing them. They got decent names. Shane Burgos is a good pick because a good push over there because Burgos was actually legit in the UFC. But I mean, when it comes down to it, I mean, other than Kayla Harrison, the talent over there, they got talent, but are they the best? No, they're just the rejects from the UFC. But they're making more money going over to PFL. So a stupid amount of money. Good for Shane Burgos making that stupid amount of money. And let me see if there's something I missed over here. Making a stupid amount of money. The money was too good for me to pass up. I couldn't say no to that money. I've got kids to feed. The first time I did free agency thing, they gave me an offer. And it was a great offer the first time. In my head, I was thinking, I'm a UFC fighter. At the time, I was a prize fighter. I wasn't a prize fighter, excuse me. This time coming around, I'm a little bit older now. I'm 31, and I'm like, I'm a prize fighter. That's a prize. It's smart. I got to be honest with you. When I heard James Krause talk about this, what is more important, leaving the sport rich or leaving the sport a champion? Let me ask the chat. What is more important? If you're a UFC fighter, leaving the sport rich or leaving the sport a champion? And you can't say both. You can't say both. That's a cop-out. Money or champ. I got to be honest with you. Being rich. Being rich. Knowing that your family's taken care of. For sure. I would say being rich. A champion, listen, it's nice, but look at Aljamain Sterling. Does anyone give a fuck about Aljamain Sterling? No one does. No one, really. He's getting his pay-per-view points and stuff like that, but it hasn't done anything, really. Champ gets more money. Here's the thing. That's only if you're in the UFC. But say you leave the UFC, right? You go a Jake Paul route. You go a route of, I don't know, look at Mike Perry. And I got to be honest with you, even trying to become a champion, not everyone could be a champion. So you could be chasing something that will never happen. But if you're chasing money, you got a better chance of becoming rich. You have a better chance of becoming rich over being a champion. So, I think it's a no-brainer. You got to chase that money. Just champion who is taking care of you when you are unable to take care of for self, take the money. Mike Perry is winning. I'd rather be rich as opposed to famous any day. Well, chances are you're going to be famous both ways, really. And I got to be honest with you. If you're rich, you're probably going to be more famous than the champ. Anybody that says rich will never be a champion. Maybe. Maybe if you just chase the money. But you know what? What is that belt going to do for you? At the end of the day, when you're retired and say, you didn't have a good management team. You didn't play the game where you marketed yourself in a perfect way. All you cared about was staying in the gym and winning that belt. Then you retire, because everyone's time expires. And then all you got left is that belt sitting on, just collecting dust. I don't know. I think being rich would be the way. The belt is boats and hose. Sean O'Malley is doing it right. Yeah, because if Sean O'Malley loses, my man's still getting paid.
Ah, super chat.
Carrie Daniels with the super chat.
Do you do any other shows during the daytime?
Well, fight reactions. When we're doing our streams, UFC 280 is going to be during the day. That's on Saturday. UFC 280 is what time? So that is at 7 a.m. our time. So that is the day. 7 a.m. So yeah, right around the corner. So Mondays we're here. We're always here during the day. The other streams are at night. But yeah, if it's an early fight, if it's an early card, we will be live during the day. And we're going live. We're live for like 8 to 9 hours on these cards. We do all the prelims. We do live play-by-play. Got the best community in the world hanging with us. Been doing it for 6 years. Thank you, Carrie. Very generous today. Appreciate it.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Here comes Sinosi.
We can clown guys like O'Malley, but he gonna retire rich. McGregor a rare one who has both, but bet if he did it more for legacy he would have less money. Thoughts?
Yeah, think about it. If he never fought Floyd, right? Floyd gave him the Lamborghini yacht. I think he would still be rich, but I don't think he would be as rich as he is now. So he sold his soul. He got knocked out by Floyd Mayweather to make that big bag and turn into what he, the monster that McGregor became. So he chose money. Now, yes, he did do it in a way where he became a double champ before he went overboard with all the craziness. He did do that. He was on the verge of going completely off the rails, but yeah, when money came into play, McGregor did both. But he is definitely an exception to the rule. Definitely an exception. Is it on site with Tim Welch if you ever bump into him? Says, hey, no, I'm not going to fucking fight. The guy would kick the shit out of me. The guy would literally beat the living fuck out of me. But I got to be honest with you. Listen, I get jerk-off vibe from him. I get jerk-off vibe. That's it. I could be wrong. Who knows? Maybe one day I'll run across him, whether it's on the podcast or in the fucking grocery store. Like, legit, we don't live far away from each other. So maybe one day, he'll be like, hey, man, I didn't like the things you said about me. And I'm like, well, Tim, you come across as the fucking villain in all the Christmas movies, The little kid that just a little brat ginger, like you just come across as that guy. Or this weird, smug, obnoxious attitude that you got. What is it? What's that about? Where's that origin story? Tell me. And if he gives me a good origin story, then I'll be like, oh, okay. So it makes sense. I would sub Tim? Yeah, maybe I would. Maybe I would throw my legs up over his I would fucking throw it, my legs up, grab an arm, rip it in half and just beat him over the head with his own arm. You know what? Fuck it. I would fuck him up. You're right. I would fucking submit Tim Welch. Let's go. I got this, baby. You're right. You know what? I take it back. He will not beat me up. I will beat the living shit out of him. How tall is Tim Welch? Let's see. How big is this guy? I'm only 5'3", so let's see. Tim Welch. Tim Redhawk. I mean, even the fucking name. 14-6-0. Okay, here he is. Even this picture. Like, what's up with this guy? He just fucking reeks douchebag. Like, everything about him reeks douchebag. There's not one picture I'm like, oh, maybe he's a good guy. All right, so he's 32. I'm 45. Still affiliated with MMA Lab. Just a couple of exits away. I'll show it up over there. All right, bad run over here. But this is grappling. Give him a pass. Intense championship fighting. Got a knockout in the first round. All right, let's see his. Let's see. He's 6 foot. Okay, he's taller than me. I'm only 5'3". It's a problem here. Well, what does he weigh? Hold on. Let's see. Who are they fighting at? This is at 195. Yo, what the fuck? He don't look like he's 195. This guy's walking around. If I fucking I could maybe get up to 180. 195. The fuck? This dude don't look like he's 195. This guy's 195? Dude, he's barely taller than Joe Rogan. Where are they getting these stats from? Yo, someone DM Tim Welch and say, yo, bro, like, what's going on here? This is fake. Unless Joe is fucking on stilts. I don't get it. This doesn't make any sense. Jess, you think I could beat up Tim Welch? No? You don't know? Oh, she said yes. Just says I could beat him up. All right, he's going down. 5'3", man. 5'2 and a half. I say 5'3". I round up. About 5'2 and a half. But 5'3", 195. What the fuck? 195. He don't look 195. Anyway, let's look at another story over here. You're going down, Tim Welsh. You're going down. 6 biggest heels in the UFC. I mean, it's pretty obvious. I went through the list, so I'm not going to go there. Let's see. Ronda Rousey making suicide cool. Oh, my God. What the fuck? Okay, let's see. 5'2 and a half and 6-inch heels. Yeah, don't tell my secrets. Could you beat I don't even know who that guy is. Let's talk about relevant people. Joe is about 190 to 195. Joe Rogan? Yeah, actually, Joe is pretty thick. All right, let's see. Let's look at the I got rid of the picture. Fuck. Oh, well. We move on. So, all right, Strickland.
So, you guys, I hate podcasts. I hate podcasts because as I start talking, I get angry, my fucking filter drops, and I say shit that is taken out of fucking context. I hate podcasts. So,
he says I say shit that's taken out of context. If you say something, it's not like if you legit say something. Everything I've heard him say, it's impossible to take out of context. I mean, he's pretty straightforward.
So, you guys, I hate podcasts. I hate podcasts.
this fucking guy, man.
Because as I start talking, I get angry, my fucking filter drops, and I say shit that is taken out of fucking context. I hate podcasts. So before you guys fucking jump on me, let me explain.
You know, can we stop? Like a lot of fighters, they get a lot of head trauma, right? Even our friend William Knight, like a lot of guys get head trauma. Why are they live streaming or recording videos while they're driving? Like, I don't think this is even live. So why not park the fucking car? You got brain damage from getting hit over the head over and over again. So there might be a lapse in judgment while you're driving. Why record yourself driving? You already got fucking hit over and over and again. Like, what are we doing? Like, this is a pre-recorded video. This is not live. Just pull over. Imagine he just runs. Sorry, guys. In mid-thought, I just ran someone over.
I explained why I hate Ronda Rousey. Why I find that she is everything that's wrong with the fucking world. And let me tell you why. After a loss, she went on Ellen. And she said that she was in the back room, the medical room, after she fought. And for a moment, she thought about killing herself. And then she looked at her man, Travis Brown, and thought, I need to have babies with this man. I need to stay alive. It was on the news. It was fucking everywhere. And I don't know when suicide became fucking cool, but it became cool. Like, they made a Netflix show, 13 Reasons. Everybody's fucking depressed. Everybody is suicidal. And let me fucking tell you guys, it is not fucking cool. It is not fucking cool. Depression is like cancer. It's fucking terminal. It's like herpes. It's like herpes. You might not have it, but you always fucking have it. And it's
you might not have it, but you always fucking have it. He's got brain damage. He definitely has brain damage. There's no doubt about it. That's why we gotta love Sean. This poor guy.
Waiting to fucking come out. And suicidal thoughts for the people that have it, it's even fucking worse. You fixate on it, you dwell on it, you start thinking about how you're gonna do it, you start thinking about where you're gonna do it, you start thinking about how your people are gonna take it, you really fantasize about it, and it's fucking miserable. It's not a fleeting thought because you lost the fight. And I hate Ronda Rousey because she used something so fucked up and so serious as a but I overcame it strong moment when it's fucking not. It is fucking not.
Okay, I'm so confused. So I guess he was trying to. All right, I need some context here. He's completely lost me. So I guess he's trying to do damage control. So what did he? Okay, let's see. Former UFC women's bantamweight champion, a special appearance on the Ellen Show, which happened in 2016. Like, how is this even relevant? But okay, so Ellen DeGeneres, and is she even doing a show anymore, Ellen? 135-pound strat. Okay, to be honest, I was down in the medical room in the corner. I was like, what am I anymore? If I'm not this, I was literally sitting there thinking about killing myself. Rhonda said, in the exact second, I was like, I'm nothing. What am I going to do anymore? No one gives a shit about me without this. To be honest, I looked up and saw my man, Travis, and I thought, I need to have his babies. I need to stay alive, as she laughs. Haven't told anyone that except him. I mean, that's what she was thinking. I mean, okay. That happened in 2016. And then you say, okay, so I explain why I hate Ronda Rousey. Why I find she is everything that is wrong with the fucking world. Strickland said on social media her Ellen appearance was on the news. It was fucking everywhere. I don't know when suicide became cool. It became cool. Like they made a Netflix show, 13 Reasons. Everybody's fucking depressed. I mean, okay, so I mean, I don't fucking know. I don't even understand. Like, this is 2016. I feel like, so what podcast did he fucking say this shit on? Rousey, you lost a father to suicide. Oh, I didn't even know that. She lost a father to suicide? I didn't know. With being undefeated in MMA and struggled to find her identity. Yeah, Ronda's a fucking head case. Here's the thing. Here's the problem with Ronda Rousey. If you ever question Ronda Rousey why she's a fucking lunatic, just look at her mom. Her mom, the nut job that she is, she's like, hi, I'm Ronda's mom. Like she would go in her bedroom as Ronda was a kid and throw her into an armbar. Like she would be traumatized. Ronda would be sitting there, I don't know, maybe talking to her friends on the phone. Yeah, so I just like this cute little boy. And then mom Rousey would jump in there and just fucking, choke her out. Put the hooks in and just, submit her. Like, that's not normal. And then we find out that her father committed suicide. Ronda's a fucking head case. She has a batshit crazy mother. It's probably the reason why she's so good at jiu-jitsu and all of her accomplishments, with wherever she competed. But, you got a father that killed himself. You got a mom that's crazy. What do you think Ronda's going to be? She's going to be a lunatic. And she is. She's nuts. Ronda's living on a farm with Travis Brown. They're banging out babies now. She's in WWE. She says things that make no sense. Just look at the backstory. That's not fucking hard. You could see she has clear history of PTSD. Whatever the fuck she went through, with her father dying, mom submitting her in her sleep, whatever happened, it is what it is. Her dad didn't commit suicide because of a bad day. Ronda was talking shite. The fuck? So, if you don't like Ronda, it's cool, man. She became very unlikable since that Ultimate Fighter appearance. Like, ever since then, everything started falling apart for her. She started doing these interviews after losing, and she was just a bratty baby. It was annoying. It got annoying after a while. So I understand why people don't like Ronda. But, all right, let's move on. She had a shitty fucking backstory. I don't know. It is what it is. The best fighters are crazy. Believe that. That's why I'm such a beast, says Two Fly. All right, so there's Sean Strickland weighing in. But Sean Strickland definitely needs his own show. There's no doubt about it, because the guy is batshit crazy. There are some times where Strickland says stuff where you're like, wow, this guy's pretty smart. Like, there are things that he says, he could put things together where it's like, that actually kind of, in some psychopath way, makes sense. He's not stupid, Sean. But I think there's so much head trauma for him in those wars in the fucking, whether it's in the octagon or in the, the training room or whatever, that, he says things that are just out of control. And what is his backstory? Like, I want to get Sean on the show just to talk about the road to becoming a fighter. What could have possibly happened to Sean Strickland back in the day that made him he is the man he is today? Because this guy has to have the best origin story of all the... Like, there could be a better origin story than Sean Strickland. Does anyone know what it is? Because I have no idea, but I guarantee there's some sort of trauma in there going on. There's some underlying issue or PTSD going on in there that gives the backstory of Sean Strickland. Does anyone know? Show him a destroy. I mean, yeah. Listen, let's be honest. Everyone in the women's division, 135, 125, 150, they all fucked me up. Show him was boring at 170. Yeah, it wasn't the best. Moving up was the best thing he did. Something bad. He's a trailer park boy. Listen to Strickland's interview on HELWANI. Did he go into his backstory? I can't listen to Ariel anymore. That's why we do this. Brendan Schaub origin story is probably better. Why? Being a rich kid. He was involved with Nazi stuff when he was a kid. Can anyone confirm that? No, not like that, Moss. He would verbally destroy you, all of us. I mean, I don't fucking know. If you take it serious, like if you take what... Here's the thing. You would get destroyed verbally if you take what they say serious. If you don't take what they say serious, there's no person on this earth that could verbally destroy you. You know what I'm saying? The minute where you're like, you take offense to it, you lose. You immediately lose. So just don't take offense. Like if someone is going back and forth with you, just be like, yeah, whatever, dude. Like, the fuck? Like you why are you getting mad? You're just what the fuck's the problem? Or why are you getting so defensive? Or why are you jumping down my throat? Just chill. Just chill. Calm down. Take a breath. Move on. You know? But here's the thing. This is why he destroyed Izzy. He took offense. Israel Adesanya took offense to what Sean was saying. You paid your nails, you this and that, and it was hilarious. Sean fucking roasted him. Why? Because Izzy got defensive. That's why. It's a life hack, boys. It's a life hack. You go out there in life, and if you're in a fucking back and forth with someone's trying to get the edge in a conversation, they're trying to belittle you, don't fucking get mad. Don't fucking start screaming and yelling and throwing things. Don't, just look for their weaknesses, stay calm, and hit them below the belt. That's it. That's all you got to do. It's the easiest thing in the world. Strickland is funny, though. He is. I agree with you, Dawinger. He is a funny motherfucker. He really is. And I wish this guy could become a champion. I wish there was a path. Right now, it's a little complicated with his last loss. But I hope he could pull something together and somehow get up there and be the champ. Because if this guy had the belt, my goodness, would that not be fun? I mean, the internet would constantly explode. And I got to say this about Strickland. There is footage of him training and how he takes over in the gym. He's like a good dude. Let's fucking go. It's PC Strickland. Like, he's like a good dude. Like, have you seen the videos on YouTube that have been released just behind the scenes, or someone just following Sean around, just telling everyone, hey, I want you to match up with this guy. Hey, let's go in here. This is what you're doing right. This is what you're doing wrong. Like, he's a team player. You know, all the footage of him going crazy, sparring someone, that's just him getting out the aggression and frustration, whatever the fuck's going on in his head. But it seems deep down that he's actually a good guy. And that's why I like Strickland. He might say some nonsense. He might say some fucking, I don't know, some things that, you don't agree with politically or whatever it is. But at the end of the day, he's a good dude. It's not like he's a bad guy. Just, a little loony. Strickland 85 champ, and Colby finally moves up and challenges for the title. God, that would be crazy, man. I would sign up for that. Who wouldn't? Whether you like or dislike either guy. That would be fun. And I got to be honest with you, Colby might be a problem. Colby might beat Strickland. You know what? Oh, God, I don't want to say it. I think Colby beats Strickland. Strickland is a good training partner. Ask Michael Bisping. Chris Curtis. Him and Chris Curtis, yeah, they're like the dynamic duo. By the way, Chris Curtis ducking us, man. Come on, Chris. What are we doing? I've kind of pumped the brakes. I'm not even asking him to come on the show anymore. He's doing his own thing. He's big time. And Joaquin Buckley, what's your deal, bro? Like what? Come on, bro. Come on. What is going on here? I'm not going to beg. Come on the show. Stop being so silly. Colby probably would. I think Colby might beat him. I hate to say it because I would like to see Strickland win that fight, but I think Colby would get him. He would wrestle him. I know Strickland's a black belt in jiu-jitsu and this and that. I just feel like Colby's relentless pressure would be a problem. What is Strickland going to do? Just jab him? 1-2 him? To the win? I don't know if that's going to happen. Colby could easily beat Strickland. No. Send them a free t-shirt. Y'all on crack. Wait, what do you think, Pulse? You think Strickland beats Colby? You do remember, Strickland did fight at welterweight. Should I say easily, though? Savage, problem. Yeah, just drop in the chat. Who wins, Strickland or Colby? Like, hypothetically speaking. Say Colby goes up and fights Sean at 185. Maybe 185 might be a problem. I don't know. Colby's pretty natural at 170. Yeah, Strickland would win on the mic. There is not oh my God, Strickland and Colby going back and forth on the mic. I almost came when you said that in the chat. I almost ejaculated in my pants. Some idiot representing himself in court for killing people on a parade by hitting them with a car is a disgrace. Colby probably easily. Yeah, so did Rumble Johnson. You think Colby would beat him? Rumble Johnson. Wait, what? Where are we going with that one? Colby too fast for him. Colby win. Colby all day. Colby is staying at 170. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing. If Colby were to move up, in a situation, I don't think Colby moves up. But if he does, it would be to fight a guy that used to fight at welterweight, right? You're not going to fight a true 185er. Like a guy, like, let's be honest, Sean's in limbo. He showed against Pereira, when you're fighting these monsters over there, like, there's the difference, you know? Good fight. And great presser, I agree. Let's move on. We've gone, like, way too long today, and I love every minute of it. Let's move on here. Okay, so we spoke about this. Manager makes confession about... Yeah, so I did read this. Manager Ali Abdelaziz and Habib. So he came out, said he's controlled Habib's account, but he hasn't controlled it in like 4 years. Okay? And Habib putting out the thing that Charles Oliveira is not going to show up. That was all Habib. So, I mean, that's very out of character for Habib to post that on his Twitter. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, I get it. People were telling me the defense on why he did it. It's just not like Habib. But Habib, I guess, is doing anything in his power to get into Oliveira's head. This way, Islam has every possibility to win the fight. So that I understand, but I feel like we should pump the brakes now, move on, see how this fight goes down. That trash talk kind of fell flat for me, at least. But Ali Abdelaziz is, in my opinion, controlling Islam Makhachev. There is no doubt in my mind. And RDA confirming it, you know, when they were going back and forth. You know, Makhachev says, hey, Grandpa, what happened now? Trying to find excuses to quit. Take the fight and start training. Don't be a pussy. So this was, what, in 2021? Everyone knows that is no way Islam Makhachev. Hey, Grandpa, like, what are you fucking doing? So, you know, RDA responds and says, if was Islam, I would seriously reply, but I know it's not him. So, I mean, yeah. So we know Ali is controlling Islam's account, and we'll see how long that lasts if Islam becomes champion. But, yeah, so Ali Abdelaziz confirming that he controlled, you know, he does control his fighters' accounts, but Habib has pulled away. So let me know if you have any thoughts on that. There's really not much I have to add to that. Ali is a rat. That was Ali. Interesting, Ali using religion to control his fighters. Yeah, Ali's got a weird approach, man.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Odd management approach.
Get Jacob Shields on the weekly program. It will be an eye-opening conversation and bring light to many dark subjects regarding our planet. Indubitably.
Let me see. You know what? I'm glad I was supposed to reach back out. You know what? Maybe Wednesday. You know, after the stream. That's what I'm going to do. Thank you, Kevin from Chicago, for the $2 donation. Appreciate that. Okay, Jake Shields. One's in the chat if you want Jake Shields on Wednesday. We were supposed to have him on. There was like scheduling conflicts. That's must-see. That is going to be a must-see interview. Jake Shields on this show. That dude, just go to his Twitter. You'd be like, what the fuck? The guy, no fucks given. Conor's Instagram post reveals. Okay, so Conor alluding to the fact that he's going to come back early 2023. He wants to fight Gaethje. That's the consent. That's what he's putting out there on the internet. Gaethje has been firing shots about steroid use. I saw Daniel Cormier chiming in saying Gaethje must have some sort of backing, like facts backing these statements in order to say something like that. So there's all this talk going back and forth between Conor and Gaethje. Got to admit, I feel like that's a very dangerous fight. Winnable for Conor, but very dangerous. You're going to fight a guy that is one of the heaviest leg kickers at 155, coming off an injury like that. I mean, you didn't fight him and you fought Cowboy on your way back. You're going to fight Gaethje on... Well, we know it's not going to go to the ground. We know these guys are going to fucking stand and bang. But what do you think about that? I don't see how Conor takes that fight on his comeback fight. I feel like it's problematic for him. But what do you think? Gaethje getting sparked. McTapper's a dork. Conor probably thinks Gaethje's chin is cracked. I'm sure. So listen, Conor probably thinks he could beat everybody. So maybe Conor does take that. It just doesn't make sense. I see Tony Ferguson making all the sense in the world because that's way more beatable. It's a winnable fight. Whereas Gaethje's like, I mean, those kicks, I'm just thinking about them things. Gaethje has been baited into firefights before. Maybe the moment. And you know what? The press conference lead up, we've seen Gaethje like a lead up to a fight. We've seen him kind of like the Khabib lead up. I felt like he was broken before the fight even happened. Even though he had a banger of a first round, I don't know. I feel like he was breakable. And I feel like the lead up in a Conor fight, I think Conor could break him. So maybe mentally, that's what Conor's thinking. That he could get into his head before the fight, break him down, and then knock him out. Maybe that's what he's thinking. I mean, it's a crazy firefight if it does happen. They said Hasbulla is going to be in Islam's corner. I did put that in the news, yes. Gaethje likes to block with his face, no bueno. He's been smarter, though. Like, his fighting style has matured. Because look at the Chandler fight. It was a war, but that was a more technical, smart Gaethje. He made Chandler make mistakes in order to win that fight. So Gaethje's gotten more, but I do think that Conor could bait him into a fucking dogfight. I think Conor would say something before that fight happens where Gaethje's going to go in there fighting on emotions. So yeah, maybe Conor thinks that. I tell you what, it's a firefight. That's a wild one for Conor to come back in. Sean O'Malley, impressive win over Peter Yan, 280 one step. All right, we went on to this Sean O'Malley stuff. If you missed it, run the stream back. We literally did like an hour and a half on it. Here's the Hasbulla story. He's going to be in the corner of Islam Makhachev. So that is happening. Abu Dhabi, the GOAT, Hasbulla. Bet the house on Islam. Hasbulla is going to be in the corner. Bet the house. UFC 284 is targeted for Perth, Australia in February. So February, Australia, Aussie. Oi, oi, oi. 284. So that card's coming together. Let's see if they put anyone on there yet. UFC 284. 284. I want to say thank you once again for everyone jumping in tonight that hit the likes. 90 likes. What the? Are you guys on crack? 90 likes with 140 people watching. I mean, what the? I mean, get out of here. What the hell? What is going on? Hit the like button. It's completely free. Come on, baby. Come on, boys and girls. Hit that like button. Thank you very much for smashing up the like button. It's okay. I still love you. Even if you're late, I love you for hitting that like. And thank you to the donators today. Seriously, you guys are fucking awesome. Welcome, Carrie Daniels, to the community, donating like crazy. Appreciate that support. All right, so UFC 284. UFC 284. What's going on here? Why is it not coming up? UFC. Let's go to Tapology then. 284. Okay. It's got anything on this thing? Nothing. All right, so there's speculations over here. Okay, so it's in Australia. We'll find out when the card gets solidified over there. Juliana Pena sets sets sights back on UFC title. Amanda Nunes trilogy. You guys down with that? I got to be honest with you, man. Like, the first fight shocks the world. Juliana Pena gets the win. Then the rematch happens, and she got battered. She got battered by Nunes. Can Juliana get it done in the trilogy? I think she deserves it. They're 1-1. There's nothing. I don't want to see another Shevchenko situation. I'm good with that. That ship has sailed. I'm the first two fights sucked. At least these fights were entertaining, but she did get battered by Amanda Nunes. Can Juliana Pena put it together? I see a lot of no's in the chat. I'm kind of with you. I don't know if she can. Yeah, I don't know if she can. By the way, the poll over here, we got 247 votes. Will Sean O'Malley become the face of the UFC with a win at UFC 280? 44% say yes. 56% say okay, so that's where that poll lines up. And to end the show, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Daniel Cormier, WWE referee, So he moves his talents over. He's a big WWE fan. I'm sure a dream come true for Daniel Cormier as he refs a match inside a cage. You know, shit going down over here. Can't really show much. We found out that WWE is worse than the UFC with their footage. But Daniel Cormier getting the job done over here. Whoa, shit. Can't really. Yeah, I'll just skip through it over here. See Daniel Cormier coming out looking thick. Looking thick. Let me know in the chat. How did he do? How did Daniel Cormier do? Is it worth the watch? I am not a WWE guy. I think it's silly and stupid. But listen, I get it. Kids like this shit. And if you're bringing your kids to this, or if your kids are watching on TV and you're a UFC fan, now you're like, okay, cool. I get to see this guy, you know, have some fun over there. So I bet that's fun as a pop, a mom, whatever. Fan of the WWE, you get to watch a UFC fighter go in there and do his thing. But did he fight? What happened? Was it just all shtick? What happened? Didn't watch, but happy for DC, says Alex. Yeah, I mean, think about it. Like, even with Ariel, like, I spoof on Ariel a lot, but the fact that he's doing things like childhood dreams are coming true, good for him. Seriously, and good for DC. You know, like, these guys are doing things out there. You know, they're achieving their goals. Like, DC becomes a double champion, and now he's living childhood dreams and doing all this stuff. Good for these guys. DC, a thick legend, but didn't watch. Cormier getting fatter by this. He is getting big. He might want to, I mean, come on. We want you on this earth a little bit longer. Dude looking, I mean, come on, DC. He did amazing, says Mike Biggs. Chunky Dunker, DC. Yeah, I mean, that's a big shirt. That's a thick boy. Brendan Schaub be proud. Cormier getting fatter by the second. DC is a thick legend, but didn't watch. DC versus Lesnar. Is that happening? I see rumblings on that. I would have to watch that. If they did, because it was supposed to happen in the UFC, that whole theatrical encounter between the two after DC's win. Brock comes in the cage, the shove, the whole deal. If that does happen in WWE, we might even have to do a Fight Buddies to that. We might actually have to bite the bullet. We had a dislike party on this channel for the WWE many moons ago. Only like super OGs were around for that. We might have to do it. It would be a lot of complaining and whatever, but I would like to see DC and Brock in there fake fighting and shit. That'd be fun. Everyone else have a blessed day. Push-ups. Do them until you cannot do one more. That's right, Two Fly. Trying to get everyone in shape. Love it. He looked like Carl Winslow. He does. I mean, he is. I mean, the memes of him and John Jones, the Carl Winslow thing, he does. Fake fighting and shit. I want to see DC jump off the top rope before I die. Did you see Chael Sonnen roast new surfer George Massive? I did, yes. Chael hit it out of the park with that. Chael, I don't consume Chael content because it's just like, he puts out a lot and I don't have the time to sit there and like, let me tell you about this and let me tell you about that. And this is what I think about this. Like, all right, good. But I did see someone put on social media, Chael Sonnen, rip it on Jorge with the surfer thing. It's funny. It is funny. He breaks down Jorge Masvidal why he's not a surfer, and he's so mad at the surfing post. Probably his best piece of content ever. So shout out to Chael Sonnen, Uncle Chael, hitting out of the park with the Jorge Masvidal situation. I want to thank everyone for stopping in tonight, and I want to know in the comments section down below, what did you think of DC, his appearance in WWE? Did you see it? Did you not see it? Sean O'Malley, of course, the topic that took 75% of our stream today. Sean O'Malley. What are your thoughts on him being a superstar if he wins at UFC 280? The poll's still going. 56% say no, they don't think he'll be a superstar. 44% say yes, they do. Do you find him cringy? Do you like his style? Do you want to see him win? Do you want to see him lose? Tim Wells, should we fight? I don't know. Let me know in the chat, comment section down below what you think. Hit the like button, share the stream. Shout out to our sponsors. Link in the description for those guys. And then you got CBDX.com. The promo code is MMAHOLES for 20% off the finest of THC products. We got mybookie.ag. The promo code is MMAHOLES for 100% match on your first deposit. If you're going to play some bets on the fights this weekend, which we'll talk about a little bit more. We'll have a guest on Wednesday. Sheath underwear, link in the description, 20% off, promo code MMAHOLES. Head Rush, link in the description, promo code MMAHOLES for 20% off Head Rush. And if you're going to watch the fights on Saturday night, link in the description for ESPN Plus. Click it and support the show. Okay. And also, if you want to send like a, I don't know, a super thanks down below in the comment section, if you're watching the replay, if you got this far in the stream on a replay, if you got, I mean, this is like a 3-hour, I don't know, how many hours do we do here? Like 3 hours? I got to go to the gym. What am I doing? If you got this far, drop, I don't care if it's 50 cents, drop a super thanks down below so I can know if you got this far in the stream. Thank you for doing so. And thank you, Julian Lane, for coming on the show once again. Don't be an a-hole. Be an MMA hole. Yes!